Welcome to another Shark Beer Adventures. And what adventure are we going on today? As excuse me, as we know it's coming close to the end of the summer, need to get a beer that has summer in the name. So what do I got? I got Pizza Port's seasonal summer IPA. So obviously they release 4 seasonal IPAs that they call seasonal, 4 times a year. So I grabbed it and let's see what's going on in adventure. So obviously this Pizza Port is in San Diego. So obviously there's a lot of beers well known on the West Coast. They're really good for their West Coast IPAs, and this is probably a modern West Coast IPA. So, but yeah, it's 7%, so kind of weird for a summer beer, but I'm assuming it's going to be really fruity and whatnot, kind of. So, obviously, just that's their can art. Not much to it, and they normally do. So, it's kind of like I'll say a postcard. Nothing else running on the can. I'll give you the list of the hops, which is interesting. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about the can. I'm going to talk about what's inside the can. So let's get this thing open. And it is and I'm obviously not going to fill the whole thing up. Color wise, it's probably a little bit lighter than your average West Coast IPA, but it's not quite clear. There is some haze to it because obviously you can't really see my finger all the way. Obviously, for this pour, 2-finger frothy head kind of thing. So, well, let's see what kind of aromas I'm going to get. I'm getting a lot of fruit. I'm getting the mango. Definitely getting mango, maybe papaya. Maybe some citrus. But yeah, anyways, so it's got a fruit aroma to it. So that's where the summer probably comes in. Anyways, cheers, everybody. Okay. Doesn't really hit that punch in with the hop bitterness like you would with the West Coast. It's there, but it's really subtle. So yeah. So as I say, a good summer IPA, I would call it, because you don't want anything real dank, real resiny. Even though it's there, but it's real light. You don't want anything that punch you in the face with the hop bitterness. So definitely a summer. Could be a medium body to it, so which is kind of giving that maybe that resinous. Because now a little bit more I drink, but now I'm getting a little bit more of that resiness coming through, but it's still not. I've seen other IPAs that are really over the top. But yeah. So anyway, so I'm kind of talking about the hop. So what hops do they use? They say they use Crush Cryo, Crush Dyna Boost. Don't know too much about Crush. I haven't used it for my home brewing or anything. So I'm definitely probably getting the Simcoe and Rewaka. Rewaka Keep. So I did half the hops. I have not a clue. Obviously I know Simcoe, Rewaka, and I think it's obviously the citrus-ish. So And nothing else on the can. It says Separate Brewed and Pizza Port Carlsbad, which is basically their main. And it says please recycle, and they say thank you for buying their beer. But yep, so kind of cool. Like I said, the 7%. Let me go ahead and top it off. That 7% is not really there. I think because of it being, you don't notice it too much. I mean, I would probably say that it's in the 6s, maybe not a 7. But yeah, so this is obviously a 1 pint can, and this is a smaller than that glass. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I think it's kind of glad they only, as I said, comes out because there's so many IPAs out here, so it's kind of good for a summertime session. So, but yep, yeah, just here enjoying the beer. Yeah, so I'd be curious because last summer it was something else. So they're changing their beers up for their seasonal. So just slight tweaks here and there. Because when I was looking up some information on it, let's see if there's anything noteworthy to tell you. They kind of list up all the other summer ones and went, okay, so not a repeat per se, I guess. I mean, obviously the Crush is kind of a new hop, so they kind of changed that recipe, part of the recipe. So yeah, obviously, if I go to Carlsbad, it was on tap, and there was nothing else that really interests me, yeah, I would get it. So, but I think anything, if you find any Pizza Port beers, I think, which you probably have to be United States probably to get it, definitely a must, to try. So, but yep. Anyways, that's all I got for this little adventure. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for what's coming next. Until then, as I always say, drink up before you're attacked. Cheers.